Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Syntactic Dev. And on this channel I create tutorials based on JavaScript and NodeJS. So maybe in the future we'll be creating another more interesting video, but in today's video we are creating a tutorial and we are diving into routing, and that is the continuation of our Express Node.js, and that is the building a full stack app. And for the routing is one of the most important part of Node and Express. And what route means is like a location for your web pages. So imagine going to visiting a website called facebook.com, and immediately you open your facebook.com, you find the Facebook homepage will show, and when you check the URI you won't find any /. So let's see, like this in at the front, but it's invisible, it's there, and that is the root route of the website. So any website that ends with this / at the front, that means, and you are on a page, that means you are on the root route of that website. So it might be maybe user / that means you are in the root route for the user. And so let's see another route, and I can see here now, as I said earlier on, / user, that means you are in the user route. So let's say maybe you are on google.com and you want to search an image, and Google now take you to a route called google.com / image. So there you can find many images relating to your search. And let's move forward and see another one, and see this is / user user ID, and that's double column means any words after it is a parameter, and the parameter might be a digit, a username, a letter, or anything. So, and what that parameter helps us to do is, it's very important when it comes to backend, and this will help you maybe route to a specific route pertaining to maybe a post or a user. So here now, this is / user / user ID. So you might be in the user route, but you might not know the user that is logged in. So to check maybe the user is logged in, you might redirect the user to the user ID route and check maybe the user ID exists in your database, and that is for the confirmation. And the fourth one here is / user / ID / post. So let's say maybe this is you are creating a blogging website where various user can post any article by themselves, and to verify maybe the user exists, you take the user to the / user ID to check maybe the user exists. And under the user, maybe if the user exists, that means the user may have a post or may not. The user might not have created a post, or the user might have, and that is the / user / route / user user ID / post. And this is just an example. You can have many routes as you like. So it might not be / user, it might be / article, it might be / post, it might be / student, it might be / school, or anything you like. It's just a route, and the route will take you to a specific page. So the last but not the least, and that is the / user / post / post ID. imagine we have many users on a website, but we want to grab a post. So let's say maybe we want to grab many posts pertaining to many users. So you might not be using the user ID, so you might just set all posts from users. So maybe you want to grab all the posts and display it to the client, and maybe the first page is for only the title of the post, and to get the full content of that post you have to redirect the user to the /post ID to grab all the context related to that post. And that is an example of a blog. Imagine when you click on the title of a blog, it will take you to a specific page pertaining to that post, and that is what the post ID does in this route. And so without further ado, I think this might be difficult, but in our later video I will show you simple method on how this route works. So without further ado, let's dive in. So guys, so let's see what the routing is all about. So here in our last video we talked about how to make use of template engine to send file to this client, to this to our browser. So today now is all about routing, and here as you can see here, I've already created a route in our last video, and here is the path. So anything within this double quote is a path. So imagine, let me create a path for a maybe let's say an about. So maybe app.get, that is /about, and here it's taking a request and a response. And this function here, this function here is called the route handler. It's handle all the requests when you make a request to this route. So this is what handle the request, so that is why we call it the route handler. And so assuming we are going for the about page, now let me send in the response and say just send welcome to the about page, and assuming we are sending a test. And let me start our server, and I hope you know that we are making use of NodeMon to help us refresh the server automatically without stopping the server. And here I have an extension called Thunder Client. So if you are using VS Code, I think that will be more easier for you to make a request instead of making use of Postman. And so maybe you should install the plugin if you haven't installed it on your VS Code. And here now let me make a request to the localhost. So we are on localhost and our port is 5000. As you can see here, server running on port 5000. And what is the route we are sending the request to? And that is the about page, and our request is the get request. And let's say, and we are on the get request. We have many requests, that is, we have a get, we have a post request, we have a put, delete, patch, and all others requests. So let me go to the about route /about and send a request. And you can see here now, welcome to the about page, and that is for the get request. And imagine let's have another route here at the bottom. So app dot get user. So let's say user. So taking a request and a response. So let me say user. So let me create an object of user here, const users equal to array of objects. So the first user is, let me say, username. Syntactic dev. Okay, so and we have a password of sync123 sync1234, and let's create another user. So let's have like 3 users here, and so the first one and the second one maybe dev1, and let us use a password of 11234 underscore 1234, and let's say dev2, okay, and use 21234, and assuming this is a user in our database. So we are still going to make use of the database, but it's in another video. And so let's assume this is our database, and this is our the list of our registered users. And let's see, we are making a get request to show the our users, all our users. So res.json go to users. So I did it in my earlier video. This is like a destructuring. Instead of typing users equal is user equal to users, we can just short it simply because we are making use of ESC syntax, and it make our code more easier and cleaner. So I can just send. So if you make a get request to /user, it will send a list of the users here, and let's check, maybe it works. /user, and so let me check. Okay, it's correct, and send. Okay, locals 5000 /user, and take we are getting a 4 not fun. So let's check what is happening to our code. And app.get /user. Let's say again. I think we are still getting the error. Taking it. Okay. So let me grab the list of this user and put it up here. Okay, so we have the list of our user. No, all right, sorry, and let me put JSON here, users, sorry, users. So let me send again. Local HTTP local 5000 /user. What is wrong with the route? .get is taking in the request and sending it. So /user. res.json users. Okay, it's working fine, and let's say hello. Okay, hello, and let me send another request again. Localhost 5000/user. Why am I getting an error response? App.get res.json. So let me see, make it maybe users again. Why is the response error? We cannot get /users, and the route exists. So these are the one of the problem you'll be facing when it comes to route. So you have to check very thoroughly before creating your route. So app.get, I think maybe I should stop the server and restart the server. Let me check. So let me try a new request. Okay, I think the server was having an error then. So let's go back and send users and remove this user and send the request. So I haven't. I think my node.mon is not working correctly. Dev node.mon server.js. And let me close again and reload the server. Alright, so sorry, the reason why I was getting the error was that I was using npm start instead of npm run dev. npm run dev. That was the major cause of the problem, and those are what you are going to face when it comes to creating a website, a database. So you have to check thoroughly for an error. So let me send it again. So here we can see the list of the users right here, and assuming we want to get a specific user with the username, and let's say app.get /user column username. So you don't have to use the username, you can use maybe user_name or maybe uname or anyhow you prefer. So assuming username and request a response. So we want to grab the username that was sent through the parameter. Assuming we want to grab the details if this user exists, dev1. So I want to make use of the number 2, so to make it clearer that we are grabbing the user directly. So dev1, I want to find the user with the username of dev1. So let me get it right here. Const username. So I'm making use of object destruction, and that is for the request.params. So now I'm grabbing this here. So if I use maybe u_name here, that means here will be u_name. So that is the reason. And to find it, so assuming this is our user model in our database, so all I have to do is that, so let me create maybe a const of is found. Let's say maybe it's found. Let's say users.find user. So sorry, that's an error. User defined, okay, user, and let's say user dot username equals username, and that is the username here we are grabbing. And so I want to check if is found, and that means if it is true, res dot response dot send. So let's say maybe res.json. Let me make use of send the JSON file is found. Send is found. Else res.send user does not exist. So let's send it request to, and we'll be grabbing the username dev1 here, and let's send the request to the parameter user / so the username user. So let's add the username right here and send the request again. Okay, user is not defined, so let's check. Okay, I call it users, not a user. So save again, and the server is reloading, and right here and send the request, and you can see now it's grabbed only the user with the username, but it's not advisable to make use of username for searching for your user. It is advisable to make use of an unique ID, because you can have many more than one user with the same username. So, and let's moving forward to another one, and that is the maybe let's create a chaining. So chaining route. So we want to chain all these routes all together. Assuming you can say a now let's say app dot get students. Okay, students, oh sorry, not app dot get student, app dot route, and this route is to the student route, student route, and this student route takes a get and a post request. So instead of creating a app.get / student and app.get / app.post / student again, you can just chain all the route all together. So imagine, so now I'm in the route of the student route, and all I have to do is just put the get request and take in the request and the response. Request, response, and res dot send. This is the user, so I mean the student get route. So let me use the get route, and this student route have another request, which is the post request, and that it will be taking in the request. I think this is usually made use when, if you are familiar with Python, that is Flask. So this chaining of route is very common when making use of Flask framework in Python. So let's say now we are sending a post request to the student route, and let's say we are grabbing the so we want to send the request dot JSON request dot body. So you'll still learn about the JSON, rest.send, rest.json, the difference between them. So I'll be creating I think that will happen in my next video. So before you can make use of the request.body, right here at the top, before you can make use of it, let's say right here, okay, let me put it right here. You just have to add the app dot use express dot JSON and close it, and make use of app dot use express dot URL encoded, and set it to true and send it extended to true. So that will help you to be able to send a request, your data through the form in your browser. So I think the form functionality is provided with the Thunder client, so you don't have to use the main form. But if you like to use the main form, you can just make use of it and make your your action to be in this route. And right here, this is my I want to send a request to the let's say again /student. So let me first send a get request to the student and see our response. /student and send. And so you can see now this is the student get route. And again, you can see now we are not changing the route, but we are changing the request to post. And like under here now we have the body, so I will be making use of the URL encoded, assuming we are creating a new student with the username and a password. So the username is maybe John Doe. So John Doe, and the password is maybe John 121234 and send. As you can see now, we get the post request, that is the username John Doe, password as John1234. And as you can see now, the chaining of the route also work instead of making use of the splitting techniques. And this will help you if you are sending a request to same route, but it's advisable to be used in different routes, using a split route, because if you are having too much function inside the routes, it might be too much for you to maintain. So that is why the splitting advice is encouraging. And for this one now, this route, we are all making use of the route inside here. So assuming this route, so let me close it up a little bit. Okay, so now I want to create a particular folder for our route to maintain our route. So now let's say routes. Let's create a folder called routes, and inside the route I will have a route for the user.js, and another route for the student.js. Right, as you can see here now let me create inside here. Now I don't want all my routes to be in the server file. alone, so it will be too much to maintain. So I want the user route to be inside the user, so let me grab it here in the user file and bring it here. Now, so right here now, if I save and save it back again and send a request to the, or maybe / user, so let's see what we will get. / user, and you see that we will be getting an error because the user, you can see here now, the user route does not exist anymore. So to solve that, let's say we need a new we need to grab a sub route, a function to help you create another route inside your Express file without being inside the main app file. So to do that, let's say const router. So many people make use of routers too, but you can make use of any name you like. So router equal to require, so express. So here now you attach the router here, request.router, and save. So here now, instead of putting app.get, you just have to add router.get, and here router.get again. So for the router, you have to export the router so that it will be usable in any other file, in any other file in this folder. So we need to export the router right here. So to do that, up here, down here, we just have to type the module.export equal to router, and before it can finally work, right here at the bottom, we just have to make use of the app.use and /. So let's say require let's say, so we are going into this route folder right here, and that is the data / no, not dot star, so route / we are grabbing the user and save it. So let's try our request again and see maybe it works, and send, and we are still having an error. And let's check user module.export router, save, and right here at our server app.use / require routes / user, and we have our user right here. And let's try again. Okay, we are sending a post request instead of a get request. So let's again, user is not defined, and that is because our user object is right here. So let's grab, save, and put it inside this route and save again. So sending it again, sending the request again, and you can see it finally works. So let's try for the user, for the student route again. So let's remove the student route from here. Okay, save, and let's put for the student right here, and we just need to grab the what you put up here right here and put it in the student route here, and change the app.get to router.get, and also export the router file module.export equal to router. And finally, we have to add it just like we add it up here, and that is / student. And finally, let's send it to our student. Let's send the get request to our student route again and see maybe it works also. So we are getting it perfectly. And let's send the post request also to the students, and as you can see, it works finally. So you can play along with all this and check your skill with routing. So in our next video, we are going to be having a more powerful tutorial, and I think it will be all about saving our data to the database. And see you in my next video. So if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, share, comment, and don't forget to make this known to all other who may benefit from this video, all about this channel. So see you next in my next video. Love you guys. Stay sync.